Okay, thank you for joining us on the program this morning on ITV on the concluding lap of our discussions today on Edo 2020. Remember, we're still on the countdown to the election bill for 19th September, and it's our duties and responsibility just to ensure that we articulate all the issues, put it in the public domain in a very objective and balanced manner so you can make sense of it all. Thank you so much again for staying with us. Joining us now, I have a member of the APC Campaign Council in the state. I'd like to thank very especially my good friend, Isaac Rabo. Isaac, many thanks for joining us on the program.
Thank you very much.
Okay.
It's my pleasure.
Okay, we also have joining us via Skype, the Special Advisor, Media, and of course, other issues. I'd like to thank very especially Crusoe Sage for giving us your time on the program this morning.
Thank you for bringing me on.
Okay, let me start with Isaac. It's something that is there in the public domain. The thinking or the allegations that thugs are being recruited to ensure that election goes whichever way the politicians want it to be. As a matter of fact, some have alleged that this is related to your party, the APC, against the background of the viral video of the lions and the tiger. And as though, lending more credence to that, recently we heard that the DSS invited some individuals to its office for questioning, for interrogation, and all of that. So what are your thoughts?
Well, we in the All Progressives Congress, APC, it is not in our character to be violent. It's not. And it is not also in Pastor, our candidate, our accredited candidate, our candidate who has all the paraphernalia to be governor of this state. He will never be part of that. My conjecture would be that it is the PDP, because you saw what happened at the palace. They opened fire on innocent citizens. Those who came to felicitate with our scion, the Oba of Benin. So we're not caught in this web of undue violence. So it must be their portion. Even what they said happened, is it at Apana, one of these places, in Edo North, they were the ones also shooting and destroying the posters of our candidate. So please count us out. APC, we're a disciplined party. We don't like violence. In spite of all their provocations, so far, we have not been fingered to be involved in violence. And our leader, Pastor Osage Zeyam, POI, is not a violent man.
Okay, let me pause you there and bring Crusoe Sage, the Special Advisor, Media, up to speed. Crusoe, let's get your take on this issue that has been raging for a while about allegations of recruitment of thugs for Edo 2020. Is this synonymous with the PDP, your party?
Yeah, well, every evidence available, goes against everything that the gentleman in the studio just said. We have video evidence. We're not talking about conjectures like he said. He said it is conjecture that perhaps it's PDP, but we have video evidence. You saw the video of lions and tigers. Some people came and introduced themselves. One Tony Kabaka, who is the chief thug in Edo State, came and introduced himself as and people from 18 local governments as the lions and tigers, in the state. And then after introducing himself and his co-lions and tigers to the candidate of the PDP, so-called pastor. He said, yeah, I don't know whether he's still a pastor now.
No, I don't want us to get personal. Crusoe,
no, please
just
don't
a moment.
start. Don't
Crusoe,
start using
let's just try and stay on
because
course
we shall retaliate.
and focus on the issues. Okay, yeah. Let's leave the personalities
very,
out.
very
Let's leave the names calling out.
Yeah,
Crusoe, yeah. All right, Crusoe, yes, go on.
There was no name calling. He was recently turbaned. Is that to be denied? Did they not put the video out there by Alachis? So that's why we're not sure again whether it's an Alachi or whether it's a pastor. So I move on to the point. So, you know, after they introduced themselves to him as lions and tigers, he now started addressing them and said that what they can do, many big men cannot do it. That they can move from one unit to the other and do magic, and then go from there to wards and move through. And then he concluded by saying, some of you are so dangerous. I restate, some of you are so dangerous that you can move from local government to local government. I mean, you know, what other evidence are you looking for to identify the person who's responsible for recruiting talks and trying to cause crisis in the elections? So that's on the one hand. And there are several other video evidence that we have. The last time when there was an attack on the governor's convoy, it was at Oshomole's house in Iyamo. Oshomole had invited the governor, the Oba of Lagos, and some other important dignitaries who were guests of the governor at the convocation ceremony at the Edo University Iyamo to his house for lunch. And unknown to these guests, he has stationed some thugs at his gate. And Oshomole is their leader. You know, and then at that gate, the vehicles that the governor was on, the vehicle that the Oba of Lagos was on, was viciously attacked. Their windscreens were broken, you know, and so on and so forth. People were injured. There's video evidence. I'm not talking about just conjectures and your word against mine. Then the Apana incident as well. There is video evidence too. You know, Shomole stationed some people to shoot at the convoy of the governor.
Now, Pastor Sage, Pastor Crusoe Sage, I think we need to just pause a moment. Let me address some issues. When you just a moment.
I'm giving you evidence.
No, just hold on for a moment. When you make categorical statement there, it will mean that you have the evidence, you were there, and all of that. We cannot. There's no way we can substitute all of these the way you are putting them out there. So I just want us to try as much as possible to stay on course.
So you can play it.
Yes, let's try and stay on course. Yeah.
I will give you videos.
Yes.
So you can play it. The videos are there. In Apana, Oshomole station talks to shoot at the governor's convoy. I was there, and then it took.
You were there. You saw Oshomole stationing those thugs to shoot at the governor. You were there. You saw Oshomole. So I mean, we cannot substantiate that. So we need to address that point. Yeah.
Is the governor going to disrupt his own rally? You know, so they were shooting at us. It took the superior firepower of the DSS and the police attached to the governor to scare them off, and glory be to God, we still had our rally in Apana on that day. And you can go on and on, come to the Oba's Palace. You know, some people were carrying the poster of Captain Osa Okumbo and several individuals who were wearing face caps, you know, for POI. It's not difficult to know POI supporters in Edo State. Those videos are available. That's why I'm asking you, Mr. Sonny Duke, if you're interested in playing these videos, I will give them to you so you can play them and analyze them by yourself. These people, these supporters of Islam, waylaid the governor and 6 other governors who were coming to see the Oba, and they attacked them. Viciously attacked them.
Okay, let me pause you there, Crusoe. Let me pause you there for a moment. I'll come back to you in a moment. Just stay on. Let me get you to respond, because you said a while ago that the video on the lions and the tigers is not something that can be associated with the APC.
No, not at all.
But your candidate was seen in that video addressing those who claims they are lions and they are tigers, and addressing them, making like issuing a command or issuing a directive. Yes. Are you saying we should take that with a pinch of salt?
No, with little or nothing, because it seems to me that this is what you call it, of his imagination.
A figment of his imagination.
Imagination.
Let me borrow you that now. Okay.
Yes, thank you very much. They have concocted the story, you know, all to make us look bad. But we are not. Just check our records. Here he's talking about what happened in Oshomole's house. And for the umpteenth time, why don't you people start to leave Oshomole out of this? Because there is a contest between Osage Ezeyamu and Obaseki. Do you understand? Forget, you're going back to recidivism. You check that word, Crusoe. You're going backwards. These things that never really happened. If it happened, it was against Oshomole. I worked for Oshomole. I was his head of media in Government House. Do you understand? I knew Oshomole would not do what you said he did. But let us leave Oshomole out of this. Let's deal with Osage Ezeyamu and Obaseki. Osage Ezeyamu has a very enviable upbringing. He's the son of the Esogma of Benin, the former Esogma of Benin. Good parentage. Esamas trained up, but for Osage and those below, Esamas trained one of the few Benin men who trained his children, all in America. The first boy is a doctor, is a lawyer, is an engineer. His name is Menoni. Another one is an eye doctor, just late, Saki. He was my classmate in the primary school. We started St. Joseph's Primary School in 1959. The next one, Godwin, Executive Director, UBA, this, that, and that. You have Frank. Frank is a businessman. He took an MBA from Loyola in America. And you have, I think the next boy would be Osage, and on and on. But I'm telling you, he has a very good background. He would never do a thing like that. There may have been something, maybe boys will always be boys in our puberty.
So you're saying that video is not real? That's
no,
it's not real.
I'm telling you, I'm a politician. I'm a politician. Sometimes, if you know what some politicians do, I won't say we do, because we're not part and parcel of that.
Okay.
They will have to concoct a project that will dirty, make the other man filthy, but it won't hurt them. Do you understand?
Okay.
So Osage Ezeyamu, nor the APC would never partake in any of these things.
Okay. Let me pursue.
Even Osage recently called a press conference last Saturday. I was present. Denial. And even sending the matter to the SSS and all the rest of them. We won't do that. Categorically, I want to nail it down. Leave us out of violence.
Okay.
We will beat Obaseki at the polls.
All right.
Let him go and wait for us at the polls.
All right, Chris Osage, you heard that. But let me just quickly get you to respond to another issue that's been trending in recent times. Your party made several allegations that there were recruitments from Kogi State for Edo elections. I mean, some specific names were mentioned, and these persons were allegedly seen in some the houses of some leaders of the APC and all of that. Can you substantiate that that storyline?
Yeah, I mean, like my brother in the studio keeps referring to the very good background of the candidate of the APC. Nobody is questioning the background of Osage Ezeyamu. In any family or great family, there's always a Judas. There's always a black sheep. Because we are not talking about things. I'm giving you evidence. Things that Osage Ezeyamu was the one seen on video, saying you will move from unit to unit. From there, you move to other wards. From there, some of you are so dangerous, you can move. So, it's not a question of the background he's from. Obaseki is from perhaps the largest family in Edo State after the royal family. So the background is not all that matters. The question is the individual. Ezeyamu has been seen in a video, in a television interview, where he admitted that he's a member of a pirate confraternity. So what are we talking about here? Okay. So let's set that aside.
Crusoe, let me just pause you. Crusoe, just a moment. Let me pause you now. I'll take a short break. I'll come back to you in a moment. Please stay with us. It's still TMI Monday with yours sincerely. Don't go. Okay, thanks again for staying with us on the program this morning on ITV. We're back now to conclude our discussion on allegations of thugs recruitment for Edo 2020. We've got Cruz Osage, the Special Advisor Media to the state government, joining us via Skype. Once again, Cruz, thanks for staying with us. Back here in the studio, we have Isaac Ibabo, a member of the APC campaign. Kasmin, thanks for joining us on the program. Okay, we had Crusoe on responding to one of the issues that I raised a while ago that has to do with allegations by his party that some thugs were allegedly recruited from Kogi State, stationed in a particular person's house, and all of that. Crusoe, you were saying something, yeah?
Yeah, I mean, you know, when we talk with evidence.
Okay.
We've got those names and photographs from very credible sources. We have since sent these names and this information to the security agencies, and I'm sure the investigation is actively ongoing on it. So the point I'm trying to make here is that we don't just make claims, we don't just say things like some of our colleagues do in the opposition party. They just make fabulous and baseless claims. In the case of these persons who have been recruited to come and cause mayhem in Edo, we didn't only mention their names, we also provided their photographs. We identified where they took off from in Kogi State. We identified at what time they arrived in Comrade and Soshowole's house. We stated all these facts and we documented these facts and sent to the DSS, the police, and all other security agencies. That's how detailed we are in passing information concerning, to ensure the safety and security during these elections. So it's now up to security agencies to act on this information that we're providing, and we don't try to badmouth or blacklist or paint anybody in a bad light. We're just presenting facts. With respect to the other issues I spoke about before, I wasn't just talking out of my head. I was showing you videos of tigers and lions. We have videos of the attack in front of Yoba's palace.